The way these penalty shootouts happen after draws, does it make a draw feel like a loss or a win if you win or lose the penalty shootout, or does it still feel like a draw to you today?
Both. I think sometimes it can feel like a loss. I think days like today, where I felt we played quite well and created a lot of chances, probably deserve to win. To then not get a bonus point doesn't feel like a consolation. I would say on the other way, if you don't have a great game and you can steal 2 points, that can feel a bit better. It's the league. This is how it is, right? The penalty shootouts are there. Last year we benefited greatly from them, so it's tough sometimes. But I think just dependent on, especially going that far into a penalty shootout, playing that well, that can feel like a bit of an energy drainer.
Talk about playing well today. Are you happy with the performance today after last weekend against Columbus? Did you feel that was a good reaction from your team?
Yeah, it was excellent. I mean, I felt the second half against Columbus was pretty good. We created a lot of chances that on another day you score, and the game, depending on when you score them, the game changes. Today I felt we created a lot of good chance in the first half. The goalkeeper made 2 real high level saves, and then just before half time we had another chance to go in. And then the second half we had obviously the disallowed goal that was very close. We had a great one-on-one chance. There was 2 or 3 other moments with just a little bit more cleanliness in the finish. It could have gone quite far. I'm not saying that maybe that was a fair reflection of the game, but there was enough chances to sway it. So I was pleased with the response at half-time last week. I was really pleased with it today. They're a really good team, Philly. I think it's quite clear when you watch them play, and I felt we were more than enough maybe to deserve to win that today. But it's football.
That's football. Your players scored 8 out of 11 penalties today. That's a pretty good return. Is penalty practice just a thing that you have to do a lot more in this league, do you think, than others?
Yes and no. I think it's hard to recreate the penalty shootout. I mean, these have been going on for years now, and teams in World Cup struggle just because of it. It's tough to recreate that exact moment. I think the bigger focus is always what we can do in the 90 minutes. And I think some of the attitudes and behaviours can lead you to it. You never know when the goalkeeper's going to make a great save, or there's going to be a slice or something. So there's that type of randomness in it. But I think if we can be who we want to be through the 90 minutes, if we have to take penalties, that should carry over to it. So I never want to think, hey, we'll get through the penalties and try to win this. It's what can we do in the game. And like I said, I felt there was enough chances to go and score there.
And is there anything you feel that the team needs to work on before Friday's game in Toronto?
I would say, it's just the finishing, right? I think if we get a little bit cleaner, I think we definitely underachieved in terms of finishing the last 3 halves of football. If we hit that, it's a very different story now. So the idea of the game is you try and create as many chances as you can, and the law of averages, you score and you win, and we're just a little bit unfortunate today with that.
On the other side of that, that was our first goalless draw since we've joined X-Pro. On top of that, there's been 3 clean sheets at home in the league. Mm-hmm. So how pleased have you been with, defensively, how the team's been?
Yeah, very pleased. I mean, it's a high-scoring league. I think that's quite clear. So when you look across it the last few years, so if we can, impact that transition and impact them scoring, that gives us a huge chance of winning. It's always the focus on defensively, can we limit the opponents to quality chances, which I think for the most part we did today, and then create down the other end, which we did today, but the finishing, it's not always there. That's just unfortunately part of soccer. So I think if we continue to attack like that and create those chances, we will score a good amount of goals in the game. It's just, we have to continue to do that. It's a very different start in the game, and especially now I think teams start to know him, so they have a slight plan to prepare for him. He was excellent. I think he was involved in how we pressed well in the first half. He was involved in some of the chances. The goalkeeper made a fantastic save from him. He did a great job to adjust and get a good strike on the ball. Second half again, a real problem for the centre-backs, and whether or not he creates chances, the issues he provides the opponent make it other areas for us to attack. So we saw that, right? Danny got in off of it. I think Keegan had another chance because of how teams are having to adjust and deal with it. So I was really pleased for him to play 90 minutes, to be consistent, and then take a great penalty as well.